love. Heavily implied mature rated scenes in games. Okay, so clearly we've thought about those lovey-dovey feelings quite a bit in games, and that's no surprise given how many incredible adventures out there offer an additional layer of story immersion by letting players get their woohoo on however they see fit. We're talking our favorite little blueberry in the Mass Effect series, good old elves which are actually gods bent on destruction, as seen in Dragon Age Inquisition, and the big pile of bones that we, well, want to bone in Divinity Original Sin 2. There are so many incredible endgame romance options out there, so to ring in the holiday of love, we wanted to break down some of our favorites. First up, GARRUS VAKARIAN from the Mass Effect trilogy. No article talking about endgame romances would be complete without everybody's favorite Turian. GARRUS was first introduced to Shepard in Mass Effect 1, and while the first game had a strict no-touching policy when it came to the scaly cutie with booty, Mass Effect 2 and then 3 more than made up for the incredible loss felt in the first title. From a voice that makes all of the ladies in the area pregnant, to knowing how to sight a sniper rifle like nobody's business, we're pretty sure GARRUS is the embodiment of perfection. God, is that you? No, it's GARRUS frickin' VAKARIAN. Next up, we're taking it back to the fantasy bit with Yennefer from the Witcher franchise. Yennefer of Vengerberg is a powerful sorceress from the Witcher games that many got a chance to meet for the first time with the recent series adaptation over on Netflix. A mother figure to Suri with an affinity for stuffed unicorns. Yennefer is one of the few romance options Geralt of Rivia can choose, though canonically speaking, she is referred to as the love of his life in the bigger media picture. Plus, she's just drop dead gorgeous. That, and she can literally make you drop dead. So, you know, I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious. Next up, we have SERANA from Skyrim. If you've got a thing for pale vampires with murderous relatives, then boy, do we have just the partner for you. SERANA is an ancient vampire that can be a follower in Skyrim with the Dawnguard DLC, and she comes bearing witty one-liners with an edge of sadness and a pretty killer questline for those that choose to follow it. She also has wicked mommy issues, though for a good reason. We would be pretty miffed too if Mommy Dearest locked us away for centuries. You know, some problems not even Dr. Phil can fix. Now we're taking it back up to space with some more Mass Effect trilogy goodness, and kind of in Mass Effect Andromeda, we have LIARA. While LIARA isn't my personal favorite in terms of partners and not so much crime, this little blueberry turned badass is a fan favorite among many. She first starts off as a naive little Asari in search of discovery and adventure, but quickly learns the hard way that life can be cruel. An all-out war with Reapers and Cerberus will do that to a gal. From the very first Mass Effect game to the final one, LIARA has definitely changed. She evolves into one of the most powerful names in the galaxy, but one thing that doesn't falter is her loyalty to Shepard and ability to make us want to embrace eternity. Now we're digging it back to fantasy a little bit with our literal bag of bones with FANE from Divinity Original Sin 2. Ever wanted to bone a little bag of bones? Well, now you can! Don't let your dreams be dreams, kids, especially when there's a sassy little skeleton with your name on him. Though not literally, because that would be weird. He's cocky, he's incredibly smart, and he's got sass for days, which of course makes us want to aim all of those qualities towards us, if only to have that delicious voice aimed our way. I'm sure you can't tell that we've got a thing for voices. We're super subtle. FANE is a great addition to this open world RPG. He has a tumultuous past that shines a lot of light on the endgame lore. His interactions with various characters too is among our favorites, making him a worthwhile party addition as well as a solid choice for one's affections. You also have to find him a face to wear, a living person's face. If that's not love, we don't know what is. Next up, we've got Dragon Age 2 Isabella. Isabella was first introduced in Dragon Age Origins briefly in a brothel, but players truly got to know her in Dragon Age 2. Despite the reception Dragon Age 2 received, it was a game that had some of the best character interactions, despite its repetitious areas and seemingly rushed narrative. Isabella was one of the many romance options, though personally, her and Fenris were always a go-to for my hog. But don't let her attire fool you. She can slit your throat before you even have a chance to blink. She's had a hardened life, but when she's loyal, and she also has some of the most hilarious dialogue options ever known to man. Just as a heads up, if you romance her, don't think the usual chocolates and flowers. Think more along the lines of daggers and ale and a threat of death. You're welcome. Now we're taking it over to a galaxy far, far away with Nadia from Star Wars The Old Republic. There are a ton of amazing love interests in The Old Republic, but one of the most soul-searching options for those wanting a little more substance definitely comes in the form of Nadia Grell, who is perfect for those playing as a Jedi consular. She's unbearably sweet, and players get to learn more and more about her personality in meaningful ways as the game progresses and that relationship is explored. There's a natural connection upon meeting Nadia for the first time, but choosing her also takes players onto a journey that is as soul-bearing as it is eye-opening. She's about as real as they get in terms of vulnerability and shared experience, making her a very authentic romance option for those looking for an additional storyline brimming with meaning. And to wrap up this list, we are doing a little Dragon Age Inquisition Dorian PAVUS. Dorian is the reason I played as a male Inquisitor, since he is an only male romance option. Throughout the Dragon Age's franchise, throughout its entire history, Tevinter was always this big evil, a place where nothing good happens and a place that deserves to be just razed to the ground. Then Bioware had the audacity to have Dorian walk up and steal our hearts like Yonzal of Thedas, and you know what? We're totally cool with it. He's intelligent, frighteningly so, and also has a very witty personality as part of his defense mechanisms built up from being a high-ranking member of Tevinter society. But more than that, he's one of the few characters that shows immense vulnerability that deals with issues of family non-acceptance and fighting to be yourself even when your own father is willing to turn to blood magic in an effort to change you. Despite being a spoiled heir, Dorian still found the courage to leave all comfort behind in order to stand up for himself and do what is right, and it's because of that powerful story arc that we don't think we've seen the last of Mr. PAVUS yet in the grand scheme of Dragon Age. There are so many more romance options in games that we could talk about, from Baldur's Gate 2 to Pillars of Eternity, Pathfinder to Greedfall, Dragon Age Origins, hello Alistair, to Dragon's Dogma. There are so many, but we're sure you're hungry or you've got something else more important to do, so don't let us keep you, but we do ask that maybe you remember this list when you're looking for a little extra something with your gaming adventures.